Hi there, I'm Annie Cassina and I'd like to share with you a little about what makes coaching probably the most effective way of recovering from the hurt and the trauma of an abusive relationship. But first, let me ask you something. If you really believed, and I mean really believed, that you could have a much better life than the life you have with your abusive partner, would you say, I'm through with fighting to make this relationship work. I'm through with struggling and settling for second best. And now I want more. If you honestly believed that you had a hill, not a mountain, but a hill to climb, and when you got to the other side, you could have the kind of life that you wanted for yourself, would you be prepared to climb that hill? If you've even thought of answering yes to those questions, that means you've got at least 1 foot out of your abusive relationship. So what's still keeping you there? Coaching is a very dynamic way of working. It's not about going over the hurt and the relationship problems that you've had over and over again for weeks and months. Sure, you need to be heard, you need to be understood, and you need to be validated. But you don't need to keep going over the old issues for weeks and weeks and months, because that doesn't work. Months down the line, you can still find yourself stuck in the old pattern of feeling hurt and frustrated and no further on. Coaching is not like that. We need to understand what you've been through. We need to acknowledge where you are now and where you want to get to. And then we need to focus on the steps that you can take, the steps that you are able to take, even the baby steps, that will get you the life that you want for yourself. I've worked with many abused women over the last 7 years, and I've worked through my own recovery. So I know what works and what doesn't. And over time, I've evolved a series of tools and techniques, a series of different ways of working that make the journey through some admittedly painful experiences and discoveries as pain-free and light-hearted as it possibly can be. Because you've been hurt so much in the past, that doesn't mean you have to hurt in the present and in the future. Because things have been so bad for you in the past, that doesn't mean they have to be bad in the future. And because you've been so stuck until now, that doesn't mean you can't change quickly and surprisingly easily. All the time that you've been saying, I can't get out of this, I can't have anything else for myself, you've actually been planting the seeds of your recovery. You see, people can always do the thing they say they can't do. You can do the thing you say you can't do. You can move on from where you are today. And you may be asking yourself, what on earth is this woman on about? I can't move on. I can't get away from this man. I don't have enough belief in myself, and I've got a mountain of hurt and rejection and blame and shame and self-criticism. I can't move on. Now, you don't want mountains of blame and shame and self-criticism and rejection in your life. You don't need those mountains anymore. And there is a very effective way to clear those mountains. Because they took years to create, it doesn't mean it will take years to clear them. What happens when you do clear them? Well, it may be a very long... You may not even be able to see an answer to that. It may seem so impossible to you now, because it may be a very long time since you last felt carefree and happy. You may even be smiling a wry smile to yourself, thinking, has she lost the plot? How can I be carefree and happy again after all that I've been through? Well, let me tell you something about happiness. The way I see it, happiness is hardwired into us from birth. It's been programmed into us. If you look at a baby, nobody teaches a baby how to be happy. That baby just knows. And we've all been that baby. We've had happiness hardwired into us, just the same way that baby did. Sure, life got in the way. The stresses and strains got in the way. The things that happened to us got in the way. The brainwashing, if you like, that an abusive partner subjected us to has blinded us to the happiness that is hardwired into us. But it's still there. All you have to do is learn how to access it. And when you do, you can be light-hearted, you can be happy, you can have a joyful, valuable life. And you may be saying, yeah, but I can't do it because I can't manage financially. I'll never be able to manage financially without him. I've heard that so many times from women. I've even said it myself. It doesn't have to be that way. What happens when you start to clear the mountain of shame and self-doubt and self-loathing is that you find that you have so many more strengths, so many more resources, so many more qualities than you thought you had. And then you find that you can manage financially. You find that the world is not as difficult and as dangerous a place as you thought it was, and that you can take care of yourself successfully. And women say to me sometimes, well, that's all right for you, that's all right for other people, but it's not all right for me because it's worse for me. That's a belief. That's a belief that is holding you back. And again, I've heard it from many, many women. And when those women let go of that belief, which they do surprisingly easily, they find that it's easier for them than they thought. They have beliefs, they find they have support, they find that things can be much better than they thought they could. Those beliefs fall away as you start to access who you really are. Coaching is an exhilarating journey of self-discovery. However bad your life has been up till now, and I'm guessing that it probably has been pretty painful at times, you can still have a great future. I believe in life we get what we really want for ourselves. Will you settle for more misery, more lovelessness, more keeping your life on hold? Or will you make this the day that you say, from now on, I want the best for myself? It's never too late to have a wonderful life. If you want someone who can take you by the hand and lead you safely through the minefield of breaking free of an abusive relationship, that's what one-to-one coaching with me will do for you.